Hi everybody, we are here at the 50th Annual Arts Council of Southeast Missouri's Craft Fair and Extravaganza. We're so grateful to have everybody joining us today. I'm thankful to have Kirby Ray of Real Rock. I'm thankful to be a Top Talent who's also sponsoring us with production, and to the Edge Aerial Arts for their sponsorship. And we just wanted to really celebrate this year and take some time, because we are going virtual, to acknowledge each of our vendors who are both members of our Arts Council and Visual Arts Cooperative, and also people from the region and all over the country is what we found with our craft fair here on Booth Central. So as we have gone through this, we've really gotten to know a lot of amazing people. We've got a lot of contact with our vendors, and we're so thankful to everybody who has been a part of our shows over the years. 50 years is a long time, and there's a lot of work and love that goes into that, and we're so thankful to everybody who collaborates with us, everybody who continues to stick with us in this difficult time. That being said, as we get to know all of our vendors and talk to people from all over, we hear so many amazing stories. And so when we were putting this together, we really wanted to take the time to look at everything and acknowledge what people were making and all of these things. And I came across this woman, and her name is Rejane Pratelli, and she's with Anvil Fire and Rain. And I'm gonna go ahead and hand this over to Kirby, because she sent us her story. And I just thought it was really a beautiful story, and we wanted to share it with some people.
And it really goes along with the personal attachment here to people creating pieces. And some people say, they speak with their art. They say, this is the name of our booth, and this is the name of me as a vendor, and this is what I have to offer. Usually there's a reason why people are doing this. I play music for a reason, because there's joy behind it. And usually if someone will talk to me about that, I'll explain why I do it. So we're very fortunate to get a story like this. So I'll read you what she has said. She says, I started making jewelry a few years ago to heal and ground myself after an aneurysm stopped my career as a scientist and changed my life forever. My work is first and foremost an expression of my struggle to recover my inner turmoil and of what it means to be human, to be unique, irrational, beautiful, flawed, ever-changing, perfect in our many imperfections. Hand fabrication let me embrace the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, and there's a beauty in imperfection. To me, textures and uneven shapes, patinas and finishes are the best way to translate the human journey and emotional challenges. I love playing with negative spaces and contrasts. Sterling silver is a fantastic metal to create a wide variety of textures and colors through the use of patinas. And I use gold, gemstones, and pearls to provide warm accents of light, color, and hope. And what a story there, what a connection. It's not just an item that you go pick up that thousands are mass produced. There's a story behind this piece, and when you look at the pieces that they are creating, you're gonna know that story. And what a great connection there. So let's take a look at kind of what we have to offer with this booth.
Doesn't it change the way you look at it? It really does.
It really does.
Informs it, and it puts a human touch on it. And I think that's what's so special as we've felt such disconnect is to look at this.
Wow.
Isn't that wonderful?
So we have a ring that has a little pearl in it, has some sterling silver that kind of wraps around, and as it was explained, this is not it doesn't look like just a perfect ring. It's got like wires that are kind of going around this sterling silver that is kind of wrapping in a wild direction.
Well, what's interesting about that, it reminds me of, in the late 70s, they had this whole emergence of earth art. And it, nature doesn't create a right angle. So, there's something that has to be a little bit organic about that. And I really like how she has created these things to be so earthy.
I really enjoy that too. And I've noticed that with designs that are on, nature's art, on trees, on rocks. And I really love that type of, I look at that as art myself, and I can see a lot of that in this work. And this piece may be like a necklace, like a pendant.
Yep.
And it's got 3 little circles, some gemstones, some really cool like lines on the bottom of a circle that's on this, and it looks to me like a design you'd see on a rock.
You know what we call these? We call these, among my friends, we call them power pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are certain things that you can put on your neck and you just feel, you know, that Cleopatra takes over, and you just feel that strength. You feel like you can dress up a neutral outfit and make something really strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love that. Ooh, what's this one?
So here's a bracelet that has, looks like some of the, like she was talking about patinas, and she has a metal bracelet that has some kind of like discolorations on it. I'm not quite sure if it's paint, but it looks beautiful, and it's really abstract. Then it has a stone right in the middle. Really nice bracelet, unique. You're gonna see that and know that that was not something that you picked up that was mass produced.
It looks like it has a story.
It really does.
Like, you know, when you get objects and it just, you kind of go, whoa, this has an interesting energy. There's something to this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that looks like an object that, you know, stays in somebody's memory. It's really lovely. So we're so thankful to her for sending us her story and for what she's created out of her struggles. You know, I think that's a really amazing way to approach difficulty, and it was really great for her to reach out.
I think so too, and I'm glad she shared the story. I do believe that you know, beyond the craft fair, that you'll probably still interact with some of these people at their personal websites and want to pick up some of this throughout the year. These are the type of gifts I give to, you know, the girls in my band and my friends, you know, my mom, my sister, niece, and nephew. This type of jewelry is really unique and really cool, and any time of the year it'd be great to give that as a gift.
Absolutely.
So we have Tyler McCormick, MCC Fabrication and Design. Let's take a look at what Tyler has with that vendor and that booth.
It's got some really cool stuff.
Emerge Crop Scouting is looks like a
So it's like stenciling.
type
Yeah,
thing that he's
yeah.
made.
And so, you know, a lot of people, whether it's somebody with a company or, you know, even like we were talking about with John Schrock, where you can come up with a design with the artist. A lot of the times artists are willing to work with you. If you reach out to them, you know, just say, I have this idea in mind. What do you think that you could do? There's these really beautiful lanterns. He did an amazing cutout of a hummingbird. These are things that make your garden. These are things that make a beautiful centerpiece in your wall. They just make the space, and I think his work is really interesting.
And what Tyler McCormick says here is MCC Fabrication and Design is a small business dedicated to bring its customer quality, American-made products. So, as you were saying, it looked like he had made a couple of things there that were for businesses that were really unique looking, that would look great in your front office of your business.
And again, this goes
art
to,
as well.
Yeah, it goes to support somebody with children. It goes to support somebody who, you know, is trying to make a living, and we want to really support people who are still making that endeavor to own something small, to chase after, you know, a legitimate business, make their passion a legitimate business. So we're really grateful that Tyler sent in his work and is participating in the craft fair.
And you know, I can promise you that every one of these vendors has deeply thought about their prices, and they want to make it a good value for you and something that's fair for them. So these pieces, I'm sure, are going to be priced, you know, right for you. They want to offer you that. And you know, you could go out and buy 10 things or one thing that really is really cool. And I would recommend that. I would recommend that you pick up the cool item. Just even if you say, okay, for my niece here, I'm going to give this one really cool item. I'm sure she'd rather have that or your nephew than 10 things that are just going to sit in the corner. These are really thoughtful things to give. So let's take a look at this vendor here. It's Warren Soper. Warren Soper wood carvings. So let's see the description there. All of my work is hand carved using traditional wood carving chisels. I use butternut wood or cottonwood bark depending on the subject. I finish my work with acrylic paints or oil stains and paints. So let's take a look at one of the items, Kelly.
So excited.
Me too. Wow.
Isn't it cool? It's so Seussian. You talked about Dr. Seuss before, and there is something so wonderful and Seussian about his creation here.
A lot of color there. Here's a cross.
Totally different style. It's I love going into artistic spaces where, whether it's a record or you know, anybody who's making something, who can really bounce around styles successfully and do a lot of different things. And Warren really has done that here. He's got this really nice Celtic work.
So he's got abstract work. He's got really detailed work. Here we have like an eagle that would be probably something you put on the top of your bed frame.
So
or in
righteous.
in your room anywhere. It's just really detailed stuff. And I really love that first piece that we were talking about also, with all the color.
Really fun.
Let me blow that up. We get a better look at it.
So he's just taken this and kind of carved into, you know, the number of strokes required for getting in some of that intimate detail is quite incredible. So when you see these tiny windows or the hatching on the roof of the house, each one of those is something that somebody is doing, putting into that surface. So I think that's what makes it really incredible.
And the pieces that you're going to have in your homes, it should inspire your life, the joy in your life when you wake up and see these things. I always move different things around. I hang different paintings in my room all the time just so that I can wake up and see these things, or when I'm working on something, I can look at that for inspiration for my music, or for what I do on the radio, or just in my life to find joy. And these are some really inspiring works that we're looking at today. So for Saturday and Sunday, for this craft fair, the 50th year, you can take a look online and do it right there from your home, or maybe you're sitting outside enjoying some sunshine. You can look on your phone.
Yep, absolutely. And we thank everybody again for joining us. We have a booth. If you need to reach out, please feel free to contact us. Our email is artscouncilcraftfair@gmail.com. And we are really excited to be continuing this tradition. And again, it's from 9 to 9 this Saturday and this Sunday. And we're so grateful for your support. We hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays.